Hi, it's Deborah Laron again, and I am so honored that you've come to join me for another lesson in the Course in Miracles. It is moving into those different lessons, and here we are on lesson 3 today. But before we get into that, I'd like to go into the prayer on page 28. It really helps to clear your mind and realize what it is that is guiding us in these lessons. So if you want to turn to page 28 in your text, here we go. All right. I am here only to be truly helpful. I am here to represent Him who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because He who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever He wishes, knowing He goes there with me. I will be healed as I let Him teach me to heal. Powerful stuff. And the more I do that, the easier it becomes. You know, I do have to tell you that I got a further and deeper understanding of the Course when I listened to Marianne Williamson do the Course on XM radio for a full year. In fact, divine intervention, whatever you want to call it. I was having trouble in my marriage, and my husband, that's what I tenderly call him, husband, gave me the XM radio as a Christmas gift. And wouldn't you know it, starting in January, Marianne Williamson started her Course in Miracles daily workbook lessons in January. And I followed it religiously. I followed it every day. And when I couldn't get there, I actually figured out how to record it. That was a big thing for me, because I wasn't, at the time, so technically inclined. And then she also had a review at the end of the week where she played all 5 lessons that she recorded. And it was like Sunday morning at 5 a.m. And I would wake up just to hear one after the other, like repetition being the mother of learning. And it really helped to make sense of what these lessons were trying to say. And of course, Marianne would not only read the lesson, but she would take callers and she would make practical application to daily living as to what these lessons really mean. And I'm hoping that as I get more into these courses and these lessons, that I can do that as well, that I am able to take more time with this new technology, and I can share with you and put this on my website and possibly take calls or questions that you can email me, and we can discuss them as I do the lesson and then take calls. Because, I mean, after all, that's what it's all about. What is the lesson? To just read a lesson and then take it for there. It's really important to apply it to your daily life. There was one quote I can tell you right off the bat before we get to the lesson, that no matter what, this one came back over and over and over and over again, over and over and over again. You think you have many problems, but the only problem is your seeming separation from God. And that word seeming was in there very importantly, strategically placed, because you are never separated from God. God is always with you. You have a hard time with the word God, replace it with whatever makes you feel at ease. Because there truly is one path to truth, one power that created us all, one loving essence, one loving energy, divine intelligence, Father, Mother, God, Creator, higher self, whatever you want to call it. the energy that's vibrating at the highest, that created all good. So, with that, would you like to get into the reading? Okay, let's do it. We are on lesson number 3 today. Okay, this brings us back to kind of a very humble reality. I do not understand anything that I see in this room, on this street, from this window, or in this place. Okay, it's kind of like the undoing, and this is where we are in the beginning. In fact, the first half of the book, or a little bit beyond the first half, the first 220 lessons, are about the undoing of the sight that we have as far as the ego's perspective of sight and what we see. So this is a really powerful statement, is it not? I don't understand. All right. Apply this idea in the same way as the previous ones, without making distinctions of any kind. Whatever you see becomes a proper subject for applying the idea. Be sure that you do not question the suitability of anything for the application of the idea. These are not exercises in judgment. Anything is suitable if you see it. Some of the things you see may have emotionally charged meaning for you, like my bears, just maybe. Try to lay such feelings aside and merely use these things exactly as you would anything else. The point of the exercises is to help you clear your mind of all past associations, to see things exactly as they appear to you now, and to realize how little you really understand about them. It is therefore essential that you keep a perfectly open mind, unhampered by judgment, in selecting the things to which the idea for the day is to be applied. For this purpose, one thing is like another, equally suitable and therefore equally useful. If I see things that are emotionally charged with meaning, it should be the same as any other. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been told all my life that I'm super sensitive. Yeah, well, that can be good in some ways, and an asset, and a detriment in the other. I've actually been able to be paid for my feelings, as I would use it in my career to put feeling into a choreographed dance routine that looked too static. But then again, in my personal life, if I become too emotional, not so good. So, the idea in this is not to make something either good or bad, emotional, not emotional, fear or hate, none of those things, fear or love, but more or less to look at it stepping back as an observer. To think of yourself as I can barely get it out. What does that mean? As the objective observer. And sometimes that can be very hard to do. But in doing that exercise, it takes you to a whole different level. It takes you out of the body, out of the ego mind, and into a different realm, like stepping outside. Like people, maybe you could compare it to people who've had a near-death experience where they've stepped outside their body and they can see things from a whole different perspective. I don't know. Think about that. What do you think about that? Do you think that would apply? You can email me and let me know. So the idea is to be more of the observer in your life, to see how you judge things and how things work out that way. So take the lesson, read it again without my interjections, and see how it fits for you. Do a minute in the morning, a minute in the evening. If it's not the morning, sometime in the day, and then at least before you go to bed at night. Why is that? There's something very powerful about the thoughts that you think of before you lay yourself down to rest at night. And before your body takes its rest, your spirit is still alive and doing its work. So whatever thoughts you put into that, the spirit will continue to use them as it does its travels and allows your body to think on those things as it dreams through the night. So if you can let those thoughts go through and kind of implant them or program your body in the evening, that's kind of a good thing to do and get a little faster results. And of course, upon awakening, to help program your day for good thoughts to follow suit through the rest of the day. Well, I can tell you, again, it's been wonderful sharing time with you, and I am honored, as always, as this message comes from my heart, from the Course in Miracles, what I've learned from my heart to your heart. Have a blessed day. I love you, and I bless you on your journey. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.